Kailan Tarjuti spent a lot of his time on the beach. For any Nadah-Araxi male, that would be a perfectly natural thing to do, but he was no ordinary Nadahian male. He was sitting on a beach in an alien world. It was a good world, though, with good people, and he'd come to think of them as family. Gage Braxton had invited him into his home, and now he shared it with his family. Nastia was possibly the best person he knew, and he so enjoyed teaching their children to swim and fish. He'd become very fond of them all and no longer felt like an outsider in their midst. Sometimes, though, as he sat here alone in the dark of the evening, watching the sun sink low over the ocean, he felt a loneliness that gripped the very heart of him. Sometimes he longed for a wife and children and companionship. He'd been trained as a companion, sold, abused, and made a Freeman by the Emperor of the Galaxy himself. He'd promised himself he'd never let anyone have any kind of power of his actions again, so yearning for it now seemed a strange duality. As his hair grew longer across his shoulders, the heart of him healed, and he felt somehow that perhaps he could see a future for himself here on Strillian. Darkness covered the beach, full black for a moment, and then the brilliant blue of the first moon rose up like a majestic corona and bathed the world in that otherworldly hue that fascinated him. Blue fire played across the waves as the moon tucked them up into her bosom. The sight always filled him with a sense of fullness, and tonight was no different. Sitting there in the radiance of it, he felt the surging rush of the ocean fill his mind, and opened his eyes just as the second moon joined her larger sister majestically. The light changed to a soft golden shimmer that reminded him of his maman's shining skin. He'd contacted them, and she'd cried, and his Aban cried because he felt it his fault for giving his children to the company. Talking to them had been very hard, and he'd told them very little. Everyone didn't need to know the intimate details. Finally he stood, slipped off his shirt, and walked into the surf quietly. As he dove in, he missed seeing the lone girl standing at the edge of the garden watching. Her presence there heralded a new chapter that would draw him out from the peace he'd crafted here. Katja Braxton was bad news wrapped in lush beauty, a golden book with dark, rotten pages inside.